Yeah, hi again. Welcome to the second clip of the analogy questions. Let's carry on. In the previous clip, we finished questions from 1 to 10. Now we will take from 11 to 20. Let's see the analogy type here. We have a preacher and a pulpit. Yeah, two difficult words. You might not have heard about them before. So let me have those translated for you. So the word preacher here is like a saint or a person who works for a church. A pulpit is where a preacher says his own speech. So it's just like the imam in the Al-Jum'ah prayer. He goes through something that what we call in Arabic al-mimbar. So this member is called the pulpit. Exactly like the preacher says his own speech in like the church on a pulpit. So what's the relation here? A preacher uses the pulpit to say his own speech. Okay? Like paper and book, horse and race, leader and soldier, actor and stage. 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the relation here, we said a preacher uses a pulpit. Does a paper use a book? Nope. A horse uses a race? Nah. Leader uses a soldier? Maybe. Maybe. But here we are talking about a stage. We're talking about something that is used, not a person. So here, it's not a person. A soldier is a person. So the actor uses the stage to do his own performance, just like the preacher uses the pulpit to say his own speech. Next, incident and narrative. And I love this question because it's one of the most confusing one. Okay, now you have 5 seconds to determine the analogy type here. 5, 4. Okay. Incident and narrative. Incident and narrative. Incident and narrative. Sometimes you find it a little bit difficult to determine the analogy type. So what I do and what I advise my student always to do is that if they are faced with such a question, when it's a little bit difficult to determine the analogy type, you go to the choices. Intelligent and naive. Naive means silly or too kind. Brave and cowardly. Plan and war, eye and glasses. Now, you should know that the word incident and narrative are not synonyms or antonyms. Okay? So they are not synonyms or antonyms because the word synonym is a noun, narrative is an adjective. Okay? طيب. What's the relation here? Also, a narrative can be a noun as well. Okay? طيب. What should I do now? Now, I think about the choices here. Brave and cowardly. Brave and cowardly, they are antonyms. Incident and narrative, they are not antonyms. So you directly omit brave and cowardly. Intelligent and naive. So someone is intelligent, that means he's smart. A naive person is not necessarily being intelligent. So even if there is a relation here, it's going to be antonyms. Now I end up with eye and glasses and plan and war. Plan and war. So plan and war. Eye and glasses. So if I said that incident means event, a narrative is something that you tell, like a plot or something that you narrate. It's called a narrative. Okay? So narrative here is working as or functions as a noun, not as an adjective. طيب, plan and war. So you need an event to tell a story. You need an incident to narrate. Without an incident, you cannot say something. You cannot tell a story. Without an action, without an event, you cannot tell a story. So without an incident, you cannot have a narrative. Without eyes, you can't have glasses. I don't think so. And we call this eyeglasses. So the only reasonable answer here is plan and war. So you have an incident to have a narrative, and you have a plan to go to war. Or we can have it like that way. Without an incident, you cannot say a story. Without a plan, you cannot go to war. Intelligent and naive antonyms, brave and cowardly antonyms, eye and glasses are not always like related. So you need a plan to go to war. You need an incident to do or to say a narrative. I told you before, you have to think clearly. Okay, shoe and foot. What do you think? We have shoe and foot. Now, we put the shoe on the foot. So basically, I need the shoe for my foot. So what do you think? We have hat to head. We have ear to earring. We have eye to glasses. We have brush to teeth. What do you think? Let's take it like with a deeper thinking here. Now here, the object comes first, then the organ comes next. We have an object and we have the food. So the object comes first. Here, ears or ear comes first, eye comes first. So I cannot choose B or D. Simply. So shoe comes first, and B, ear comes first, and then eye comes first. So these two choices are wrong. Now let's go to hat. We put the shoe in the foot, we put the hat on the head, but we use the brush to brush our teeth. We don't put the brush in our teeth, we use it. So this one is also wrong. So the correct answer here is hat and head. So hat comes first, shoe comes first, foot comes second, head comes second. The relation is the same. We use them with our own body parts. Analogy question 14. Tiger and hyena. This one is easy. Of course, tiger and hyena belong to the same, like they are classified as animals, so the same classification. Sword and scabbard, lion and den, lion and cup, orange and banana. Okay. Now, sword and scabbard, no. Lion and den, of course, no. Now, we have two choices. Lion and cup belong to the same category, which is animals. Orange and banana belong also to the same category, which is fruit. But we have a question here. Yeah, teacher. So the tiger and hyena, they are like, a hyena is not the son of the tiger. Just like a cub is the son of the lion. You see? One minor difference can get you to choose the wrong answer. So if you choose lion and cub based on animals, you would probably be wrong, because the word cub here is like the son of the lion or the baby of the lion, and the hyena is not the baby of the tiger. So they both are animals, but hyena is not the son or the baby of a tiger. So banana and orange belong to the same category of fruit. So the correct answer will be orange and banana, just like tiger and hyena belongs to the same category. Right. Window and room. Of course, the window is part of the room. This one is easy. So the relation here is part to whole. So we need to think of something that is part of something. Laziness is not part of sleep. Lake is not part of the river. Cave is part of the mountain. Despicable and foolish, they are not according to the relation here. So the correct answer is cave and mountain. Why? Because the relation here is part to whole. Okay, let's move on. The lion roars. Easy. So the sick person groans, the frog croaks, the hiss, water, cloth, and cotton. What do you think? What do you think? Huh? We have a sick person groans and the frog croak. What do you think? So I might think that A is correct and also C is also correct, but hiss and water, of course, is not, they are not related. And of course, cotton and cloth, they are not related. Now you have one, like, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to think deeply about this. What do you think? You tell me. I definitely choose a sick person grows, okay? Or frog and croak. What do you think? A sick person groans, of course, yeah, but we're talking about animal sound here. What is the sound of the lion roar? What's the sound of frog croaks? Okay, here this is like a person. So that is why we didn't choose it. Let's carry on. A sword is made of iron. A praise is made of compliment. Nope. A wood is made of tree. Maybe. Gold is made of mine. No, gold is found in mines. Okay. Cloth is made of cotton. Also maybe. Yalla, what do you choose? Now, I'm left with two choices here. It's either wood or tree or cloth and cotton. You have 5 seconds to determine. And you have to tell me your like logic as well in choosing one of them. Okay. So if you chose wood and tree, you're probably wrong. Why? Because this is like natural. And this is made. Just like the sword is made from iron, cloth is made from cotton. Okay? So sword made of iron, cloth is made of cotton. Tree and bark. What do you think? Huh? Tree and bark. Human and skin. Picture and frame. Face and veil. Collar and neck. Everybody will sure delete collar and neck. Okay. So the tree and bark. So the bark is part of the tree. It's an important part of the tree because it's stuck in the tree. It's part of the tree. So we need to find something that is part to whole. A frame is part of the picture. No, a frame is what is used to hold the picture. So the frame is not part of the picture. The face or the veil is part of the face. Okay. So, but I would say that the veil is what covers the face. It's not part of the face. While the skin is part of the human body. So the correct answer here is skin and human body. So it's one of the trickiest questions because human and skin and also face and veil might be correct. Some students might think that the frame is part of the picture, but the correct answer is skin and human. Okay, 19, glasses and eye. What do you think? Glasses and eye, just like eyeglasses. So we use glasses in our eyes, hand and watch, garden and wall, headphones and ear, hand and bracelet. What do you think? Of course, we're not going to choose garden and wall. Hand and bracelet, it might be accurate if bracelet comes first and hand comes later. So if you are thinking that way, you are correct. You're amazing. So glasses is the object while hand is the body part. So we choose this. Of course, no. So we have hand and watch, headphones and ear. Okay. We say we wear our watches on our wrist. So not our hands. That's one thing. The second thing is hands come first, not the object. It's the body part. So we remove this, then we choose headphone and ear. Object comes first, object come first. The body part comes second, the body part comes second. So we use the headphones on our ears, the glasses on our eyes. Of course, if this choice was wrong, if B was wrong, you would only left with hand and watch, okay? Because sometimes he does this to you. We didn't choose this, we didn't choose this. So what if it was here like headphone and nose, for example? So if it was headphone and nose, it would be wrong. And then you will end up with hand and watch. That's the only choice that you have, but this never happens. I'm just saying if, okay? Let's see the last question. Gazelle is an animal. So a gazelle is an animal, so simply the falcon is a bird. Rodent and rabbit, they have the same like classification. Fish and sea, no. Hen and rooster, the same classification. The gazelle is an animal. The falcon is a bird. Okay? So, yeah, some tricky questions. Indeed, they need a little bit of thinking. But the more you do some practice, the more you perfect these questions. So we'll be meeting, inshallah, in the coming clip. See ya. Goodbye.